A lot of people are afraid of squashes because they're so hard. You know, and you buy this huge thing, and how are you going to cut it? And especially the acorn squash, that is the wavy one that's green. You know, how do you peel it? How do you deal with it? If you don't want to think about it, just chuck this whole thing in the oven. Whole, just like this, just throw it in the oven. Now, if you want to add a little bit of flavor to it, this is what you can do. You just take off the top. And you know what? I bet you could have somebody here or at any grocery store cut this for you, right? So if you didn't want to deal with it at home, because it is hard, you know, and it's kind of scary, but you have to have a big knife. And so cut the bottom off, and then we'll cut it in half. And you just take the seeds out. These seeds you can also, the green one? These seeds, you can, if you feel like dealing with it, you know, these seeds you can roast too, just like the pumpkin seeds, and make those. Those are nice on a salad. Okay, so you just take the seeds out, and then on this tray, oops, just put a little bit of parchment paper. I always put parchment paper on sheet paper. I mean, I guess if you have like a nice nonstick one, it's okay, but on these aluminum ones, for sure, you know, you can smell it. I always put a parchment paper down. So then just have your open squash like this, put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt. And this is just a suggestion. Like I say, you can roast the whole thing for sure, no problem. And then I take some thyme or whatever herb you happen to have in your pantry and stick those in the little hole there, you know, and then maybe a couple cloves of garlic and just smash those, because you're not going to eat them, so you just smash them like that, put them in that little hole, and then put this on the tray, cut side down, and we'll throw it in like a 450 degree oven. It doesn't really matter, the temperature doesn't have to be exact. And you roast that until it's tender to the touch with your finger. Takes probably, for that size, it probably takes about 45 minutes. Okay? So that's easy, and once that comes out of the oven, green? Once that comes out of the oven, you can do anything you want with it. I mean, you don't have to put it in this tart. You can just scoop it all out of that thing, out of the skin, put it into a pot, put some broth on top of it, and puree and heat it up and puree it and make a beautiful squash soup, right? Or you know, I mean, you can mash it up and serve it with like a little sauteed chicken breast or something, and have, you know, butternut squash puree, and put brown sugar and some bourbon and maybe some cinnamon or something in there, and that's good.